Hey guys, Bellatrix Pretzel here, and thank you for joining me for another Let's Play. Nope, that's not right. Thank you for joining me for another speed build. So this is Tiny Tower, and it came out to 71,724 simoleons. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom that I built on a 20 by 15 lot. So the name sort of says it all. It's a tiny tower. It is 3 floors, though other than the bathroom, there's nothing on the ground floor. Yeah. I didn't really know what I was doing for this build. I just sort of started. Just started building, and this sort of shape came out. Yeah, and at this point I was like, you know what, I don't want a full floor for the downstairs. It'll make it just too big. So we're just gonna have like sort of a wraparound deck situation, with just like a small little tiny entrance. So this looks a little weird right now, but after I add fencing and columns, I promise it looks better. There you go. Like at least this part looks like it's being supported now. Yeah, and obviously I'm gonna add some stairs, and I don't know what I do next. Okay, apparently I do fencing. I know I work a little bit on the backyard before I move on to creating the family, which is rare for me. Usually I save the backyard for the very end of the video. And here we go. You see me struggling a little bit with the roof. I was not at all happy with how it was turning out. I played around with it for a little bit, but I think it came out looking pretty decent. I mean, it was nothing special, but I think it looked good in the end. Yeah. Anyways, you guys will see that very soon. I think I fixed it up maybe just about now. I don't know if this is the roof I end up sticking with. It might be. I honestly don't remember. Okay, apparently it is. Next, finding the perfect wall color. I decided with some stone and just paneling. I thought it worked well. I thought it looked good. And honestly, I wish that I'd started building this house on an angle. It would have looked, personally, I think it would have looked so much better, but I didn't. So it's not on an angle. I just think it would have looked better with the rest of the lot if it was on an angle, but I mean, whatever. It's not a big deal. Yeah, and there we go. I'm just adding a bunch of windows all around, except for one wall. It just ends up having no windows at all, which actually I like how it turned out looking. Like from the inside, it just gives you so much more. I mean, it gives you room to put wall decorations, which I normally don't have because I have windows on like every single wall of every single room. But yeah, anyways, I'm going to put a couple of trees up outside, and then we're going to go ahead and meet the family. Trees are definitely not something I usually have this many of, but I really like how it came out. You guys really see me playing around with that when I finish the build. Anyways, let's meet the family, or the sim. Alright, so it's time to meet the sim that will be living in this tiny tower. So this is Jordan Tillman. He has the painter extraordinaire aspiration. He's creative, a music lover, and he's an art lover. So in my head, he was the kind of sim that just sort of like gets up out of bed and just starts, working on his art right away. Sort of like he's just obsessed with his art. He breathes and eats and drinks and whatever art, So his style's sort of a mess. His shirt is, in my head, this is just covered in paint. And he's a music lover, so, the headphones, he listens to music while he works. His facial hair is a little bit awkward. He can't really grow proper facial hair, but he's too distracted to shave. Yeah. Anyway, so that's his everyday outfit. We have his formal, which is again sort of, I don't know, I feel like this is, it's a good formal outfit, but at the same time I just feel like it fits his sort of out of it, not really thinking things through personality. Just, I don't know why, but I just feel like it does. Next, we have his athletic. He doesn't really work out much, but he, has an athletic outfit, because, as The Sims, you have to have one. We have his sleepwear, his party wear, and his swimwear. Anyways, that is a Sim that will be living in this house. Let's get to the furnishing of his house. Alright, so you have met Jordan Tillman, the Sim that will be living in this house, and hopefully I gave you guys a decent enough description of him that the deco will completely make sense. So starting off with the unclosed bedroom. Feeling very self-conscious because someone's listening to me record. Putting in a desk with like crazy patterned chair. I've actually been using this chair a lot in my builds recently. I don't know why, but hey, whatever. It's nice to change things up. And I did want some crazy colorful rugs in here. Like I just want to fill up the space with as many colors as possible. He's like a creative type, sort of not necessarily messy, but I feel like he'd be a clutter bug, and having multiple rugs in here I think makes sense for him, even if one of them's just like a piece of paper that essentially has paint splatters on it. But I think that just fits so perfectly, and I gave him a couple cameras on top of his dresser so that, if he wants to dabble in photography, he can. And here I was just looking for the painting studio room. I was like, it must have some kind of cool wallpaper, right? It didn't. It just had this plain basic blue, and I was like, nah, I don't want that. So it's a little crazy. It's a little in your face, the wallpaper, but I think it really works for this Sim. So I kept it. Yeah, and just trying to pick like a crazy light. The original one I wanted, I really liked for this room, but sorry, lost my train of thought. Yeah, I really liked the original light, but I felt it hung a little too low for this room. So I thought I'd get something closer to the ceiling. Yeah, so for his balcony, I just sort of put in a couple more easels since his main aspiration is painting and not music and photography. The others are just hobbies. His main fascination is painting. I thought I would give him multiple easels and multiple different viewpoints, so he could paint landscapes if he wanted to. Yeah, and now I'm just trying to decorate it with whatever I can. So plants, benches, yeah, plants and benches. That's about it. That's my decoration technique for the balcony. Yeah, now moving on to what I'm gonna call the main floor. He gets a very, very small kitchen, but we make it work. I think we make it work. We have a full wall between the stairs and the fridge, so I could put some cabinets overhead. So hopefully he has enough storage to do everything he wants to do. Yeah, and that's really it for the kitchen. Moving on to the living room, which is right next to it. And I did manage to fit a dining room table, which I thought was pretty cool considering the fact that, well, it's a tiny space. And it's a little bit more, wall storage in the form of what looks like a kettle and something else. And on the other side, there's the bottle rack. So, just really trying to make the tiny space realistically work for him. And I think it did. He's got nowhere to keep his DVDs and stuff, but, maybe he has a Netflix, right? So he doesn't need all these DVDs. In my head, he's not really the kind of Sim who spends all his time watching TV. He'd really be up in his room, forgetting to eat, and just painting the night away, or the day away, or painting his life away, but not in a depressing way that I just made it sound. Yeah. Oh, here we go. I was just trying to find something to fill up that empty wall space by the windows. It was too empty for me. And finally, the last room to furnish, well, last two rooms, I guess, would be the entrance and the bathroom. Super simple, you know, just a shower, a sink. That's at the end, you know, it's nothing special. Yeah. And then just a couple of plants that I put in the entryway to fill up the space and just, you know, make it blend with the rest of the house. And then we move on to the outside again. I'm excited about it. The outside is fairly basic, but I think it looks really cute and really inviting and comfortable and fun to hang out in. Not that I think you really would. I feel like if you had a sister, she would have been responsible for the exterior. She would have been like, you know what, you really need like an outdoor space. You have all this land, gotta do something with it, you know? I don't know, maybe that's just me. Yeah. Anyways, that's about it for the interior of this house. So we're gonna move on to the outside, starting with the wrap-around deck. Surprise, surprise, I fill it up with benches. I mean, there's not much else to fill the space up with. I mean, other than like a barbecue and a table, which I end up putting somewhere else anyways. I don't find that there's much to fill these decks with. But maybe that's just me. I don't know. Anyways, I end up putting a couple of planters by the house, and yeah, I really just leave it at that. Planters and some wall climbing flowers. I think it's really cute, and that's all. I mean, you have tiny windows, so I don't feel so bad covering them up, because they're barely covered up, because, well, there's just not much plant to it. And finally, I'm working on the outdoor space. So you have that little sort of exterior coffee table with, I think, like a fire pit in it. Very comfy outdoor seating, and some lighting that I think really fits his style. Just a couple of lanterns. I think it's just really cute. I wanted to put a second kind, but it just didn't fit as well, so I just repeated the same lantern twice. And then under the tree, which already has some lighting, I decided to stick in a picnic table because, I don't know, this outdoor setting really made me feel like you need a picnic table. Yeah, and there you go. You have a nice barbecue area, some more lights that I think look really cute. And yeah, I mean, I add a small flower patch. Obviously, you know, I have to add the garbage and the mailbox. And I do a little bit of terrain paint here just to add like a stone walkway to get to the different areas of the backyard. I could have easily added a fountain and a pool in there, but I felt that realistically he wouldn't really be the kind of sim to have those things in his house, in his yard, so I put a bird bath in there though. I do put like a fountain, but I don't put the pond fountain. Because he's not really the kind of person who would like really spend a lot of time maintaining it, which is why like this little flower patch, it's a little crazy. It's overrun with plants. The plants are trampling each other. It's sort of like boom intensity, right? Yeah, and the fountain I end up putting is the one that's overgrown with plants. Once again, like, you know, he doesn't really spend much time maintaining it, so it just sort of like grew over. Yeah, I'm just lighting the path up with a couple of lights, and that's it for this build. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe, check out my other videos. There will be a link in the description below to where you can download this house, this sim, and everything else I've shared on the gallery. Yeah, we have some more screenshots to get through, so you guys can hear me talking about how I have nothing left to talk about, like always. Some things never change, right? I really like this living space. Honestly, I didn't think that it would be the kind of place that I would actually enjoy, but I do. I kind of want to live here. I don't know why. Like, the style's not at all me, but I kind of want to. Anyways, that's it for the screenshots. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye, guys.